Melania Trump is making a second trip to the U.S. border after her first was overshadowed by her controversial fashion choice. Mrs. Trump plans to visit additional facilities sometime this week, her communications director Stephanie Grisham told the Daily Mail. Com.no details were available as to when or where the First Lady will go or what facilities she will visit. Her office said further details would be shared when they are available. But Grisham told CNN Trump wants to continue to check on children. The First Lady is moved by what she is hearing and what she saw in Texas, and she wants to again see and listen for herself what is happening in these places. The First Lady went to Texas last Thursday to visit the Upbring New Hope Children's Shelter in McAllen to meet migrant children being held by the Department of Health and Human Services. But that visit was overshadowed by her $39 ARA jacket and its slogan on the back, "I really don't care, do you?" She wore it when she boarded a plane at Andrews Air Force Base, but not when she deplaned in Texas. Share this article. Share when the DailyMail.com pointed out her fashion choice and its unusual message. The First Lady's office said it was just a jacket. It's a jacket. There was no hidden message. After today's important visit to Texas, I hope this isn't what the media is going to choose to focus on, Grisham told the Daily Mail. In a statement. But then Melania Trump donned it again when she returned to Washington, where it was in the 80s and muggy. And she was videotaped walking toward the Oval Office wearing it upon her return to the White House. President Donald Trump offered a contradictory explanation when he tweeted the jacket was a message to the media. "I really don't care, do you?" written on the back of Melania's jacket refers to the fake news media. Melania has learned how dishonest they are, and she truly no longer cares, he wrote. Grisham also tweeted about the coverage of the coat. Today's visit the children in Texas impacted at FLOTUS greatly. If media would spend their time and energy on her actions and efforts to help kids rather than speculate and focus on her wardrobe, we could get so much accomplished on behalf of children. She added the hashtags #she cares it's just a jacket. Melania Trump arrived in Texas last week for a surprise visit to children being held at the border, but the public was banned from seeing her interact with the kids. And while her briefing with officials was broadcast live on cable news, there were no photos of her meeting the children being detained in the facility. During the visit, the First Lady interacted with dozens of kids, visiting 3 classrooms and talking to several of them. But while a print reporter was allowed to write about the interactions, the White House set ground rules that forbid audio or photos of her with the kids. Grisham explained the rule was for the children's safety. She visited with minor children, so it was to protect their safety, Grisham explained to the Daily Mail. In a statement. The Trump administration has been limiting media access to the facilities where children are being held amid a firestorm of controversy over President Donald Trump's zero-tolerance policy that has led to the migrant kids being separated from their parents. "I'm looking forward to meeting the children," the First Lady said during her visit to the Upbring New Hope Children's Shelter, a facility that is sheltering 55 children, 27 boys, 28 girls who range from ages from 12 to 17, most of whom are from Guatemala. And all but 6 were unaccompanied minors, with the rest having been separated. Grisham said the First Lady wanted to see the facilities for herself and to thank the staff working in them. Her goals are to thank law enforcement and social services providers for their hard work, lend support and hear more on how the administration can build upon the already existing efforts to reunite children with their families, Grisham said. Her visit comes amid a political firestorm for the Trump administration. President Donald Trump took heavy criticism from both sides of the aisle, former presidents and his own wife, about the zero-tolerance immigration policy that resulted in migrant children being separated from their families at the border. Melania Trump issued a rare public statement on the issue last weekend, inserting herself into a policy issue that she had previously been silent upon. Her spokesperson said the First Lady will continue to be a vocal presence on the issue as administration officials try to work out ways to reunite children and their families after President Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday. "While we're going through that process, she's going to lend her support and promote family reunification, and I'm sure she'll continue to give her husband opinions on what she's thinking along the way," Grisham said of the visit. President Trump, when he signed his executive order on the issue on Wednesday, indicated that lobbying from Ivanka, who showed him pictures of the caged and kenneled children, and wife Melania had caused him to have a change in heart. "Ivanka feels very strongly about it. My wife feels very strongly about it. I feel very strongly about it. I think anybody with a heart would feel very strongly about it," he said. The First Lady also saw the photos from the border and heard the recordings of children being separated from their families. "She's seen the images. She's heard the recordings," Grisham said. "She was on top of the situation before any of that came out. She was concerned about it." Grisham said Mrs. Trump saw the images of kids behind chain-link fence at an intake facility. The images struck her as a mother, as a human being. Melania Trump is an immigration herself. She was born in Yugoslavia, what is now Slovenia, and came to New York City in 1996. She became a permanent resident of the U.S. in 2001 and became a citizen in 2006. She is the first naturalized U.S. citizen to become First Lady of the United States. Asked if her immigration background influenced Mrs. Trump's views, Grisham said she didn't know. "I don't know that it plays into her thinking, but I can tell you guys that when she came into this country she did it legally, and she feels that everybody should enter the country legally," she said.